Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today, we're going to be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Aquarius. That's Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of February 2025. Yes, we are in February already. All right, so we're going to start. Before I get started, what I meant to say was, before I get started, I want to thank all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining this wonderful community of like-minded souls. To my tried and true who have been with me for years, who have walked this journey, this rather circuitous journey with me. For my patrons on Patreon, thank you for your continued support. I really appreciate it. And to my new members on this channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate your support as well. So, before we get into the astrology, we'll do the astrology first. I am going to timestamp it in case you're not interested in the astrology and you're just interested in the card reading. Um, but before we get there, I just want to talk about some vibrational shifts that have happened since we've moved into 2025. Of course, the most um, obvious one, perhaps, or maybe not, but is the fact that the universal year vibration has uh, changed. 2025 is a 9 vibration. 2024 was an 8. And so now we're at the sort of at the end of the road here with the 9. And that 9 is connected to this card here, the Hermit. The Hermit is about introspection, it's about healing, it's about separating the wheat from the chaff, letting go of that which no longer serves, sharing your knowledge, shining your light. Um, and it's kind of a lonely path, actually. The 9 is a lonely path, but it is about releasing and letting go. And so there's a lot of things that we will be required to let go of this year. February, as the second month, we bring in the 2 vibration, and the 2 vibration in the tarot is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the energy of revelation. It is a direct connection from source to our hearts. It can be revelation of secrets, or it could be revealed to you. Whether you want to share those secrets with others is up to you. But it is a very sensitive, it's an emotional, 2 is an emotional number. So it's a very sensitive number. And so there's a lot of sensitivity this month. And when we add these 2 vibrations together, we get the specific vibration for February of 2025. And that is the Justice card. So we may see some justice this year, being this month, but certainly a balancing of the scales, a balancing of the scales. Um, and it isn't an action. This is not an action card. It's more about an observation and an increased awareness. So this month really is about sensitive awareness and pretty much almost like a place of non-action, or at least a place of very well considered action. This is not a time to be impulsive. All right. So that's just vibrationally. Now let's get into the astrology. All right. Mm. All righty. Here we go. All right. 1 minute here. Got to go down one more here. Is that working? That work? There we go. All right. I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it better. All right. So just one thing I want to point out, I've pointed out this on all the readings. So you've probably heard this if this isn't your first reading um, for February. But if a planet is in a water sign, it's blue. If it's in an earth sign, it's green. If it's in an air sign, it's yellow. And if it's in a fire sign, it's red. Now, just looking at a quick look at this, we can see that the preponderance of energy in February is water. Water is very reflective. It's relational. in its nature. It's a very deep feeling and emotional time. And then we can see that most of this water is located in your second house of your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your resources. And the second most abundant element is air. And we start with the sun and Mercury in air in your sign. Of course, this is one of your birthday months, right? And of course, there's Pluto in Aquarius now for the next 19 years. So this for you, Aquarius, is a transformation of, in a way, how you identify yourself, right? Um, and then we have, let's see, we have Mars in Cancer here. Mars is going to go direct this month after being retrograde since the beginning of December. We'll get into it more specifically. The only Earth in the chart is Uranus. Now, Earth is a very stabilizing force, unless Uranus is in Earth, and then the Earth is shaking. So the Earth continues to shake, and it is your fourth house. So it literally your roots get shook with this. And then we have the south node of the moon in Virgo. The nodes of the moon shifted in January. They had been in Aries and Libra for about 19 months, and a lot of issues around power and war and peace, and quite a bit of, worldwide, quite a bit of destruction due to war. Um, with the North Node in Aries, we were being asked to be our unique selves, and the South Node in Libra said there were some negotiations that some relationships that needed to be renegotiated, ways of relating that no longer served our evolutionary purpose. But now we have the nodes in the North Node is in Pisces, the South Node is in Virgo. Pisces is about healing. It's about idealism. It can be delusional, but it's sort of the dream space, right? It's the dream space, and I think the North Node in Pisces dares us to dream, dares us to dream. Um, and that North Node is going to be moving through your second house. So this would be an amazing time, and it's there for about 19 months. Would be an amazing time for you to do one of those vision boards, right? Where you visualize what it is you want to create, because you'll have a better chance of creating it. Dream the dream, as it were. All right, let's go over here. We can see that Aquarius is a fixed air sign. Your mantra, Aquarius, so you probably know this, is I know, I know, I know. Um, we have a classical ruler of Aquarius, that is Saturn, and then the modern ruler is Uranus, right? Okay, so what Uranus is doing in the chart is going to be important. Now, as I said, Uranus is in your fourth house. It's been there now for about 6 years, 6.5 years. Uranus spends about 7 years in the sign. Uranus is actually going to move out of Taurus for a little bit this year, and then move back into Taurus, and then finally get out of Taurus in 2026 after what seems like a long stay in Taurus. But that is your ruling planet, so it matters. It matters to you. But as far as what Uranus is doing this month for you, it actually just went direct. I believe it went direct like the last week of January. So as we start the month, it still has quite a bit of energy associated with it. Um, but it is now moving forward in Taurus and will eventually move out of that fourth house, as I said, but it will revisit it. So you're not quite done with your sign in the sign of the bull. Venus, the planet of love, is the only planet in fire this month. And she moves in rather quickly, I think on 2/4, I think it is. I think on the 4th she moves in. That's the same day, I believe, that Jupiter stations direct. Jupiter has been in your fifth house now for about 6 months, part of it moving forward, part of it moving back. Now it's going to start to move forward again, and it will be out of that house by, I think, July. So you still have some time with the planet of expansion in the house of creativity. So we still, and now it's moving forward, which makes it even more potent and powerful. All right. We have we have a full moon at 25 degrees of Leo this month. That is in your house of relationship, which means the sun will be in your first house. This brings awareness around relationships and how you relate. Uranus will be square this full moon, so it's not without its challenges and its surprises. But the full moon in Leo, Leo is a moon about love. So this may be an opportunity for you to get some loving. All right. A Mercury ingresses into Pisces. That I believe happens on the maybe the four. Let me look. I don't want to guess. I'm gonna say the 14th, but I think I could be wrong. Um, I'm not looking at the right date, the right month, so that's not going to be helpful. Oh, I was right. On the 14th, Mercury moves into Pisces on the 14th, and then 4 days later, the Sun joins Mercury in Pisces. So it's the second half of the month where we have all of this, pretty much all of this water in that second house. Um, Mars stations direct at 17 degrees of Cancer. That's happening on the 23rd. And that's in your house of health. So the thing about Mars retrograde periods, it started its retrograde in your house of relationship. It went retrograde at I think it was 7 degrees of Leo, backs all the way to 17 degrees of Cancer, and then starts to move forward. When Mars is just moving forward in its natural sort of pace, it spends about 6 weeks in an area of your chart, but when it's retrograde, it spends 6 months. So that 6 month period was, for the most part, dealing with your health. So this would be a time that if you're having any health issues, they really need to be resolved. Um, Mars in Cancer can give us agita, as we say in Jersey, stomach issues, GERD, stuff like that. So just be aware of that. Once Mars starts to move forward, there'll be a little less frustration, but Mars moving forward in Cancer is still not um, the easiest journey for Mars because Cancer, it doesn't really move forward on things, sort of sidles things, you know what I mean? Like Cancer doesn't move like from point A to point B. It's like it like zigzags. So if you watch, like a crab will like zigzag to get someplace, usually backwards, but just assume we're going forward. It doesn't, it feels physiologically a crab can't move forward. So for those of you who have friends who are cancers and you wonder why they never face things, right on, it's because of that. Unless of course you're trying to take a little chicken bone away from them. I don't know if you've ever gone crabbing. You just stick a piece of chicken down there. They grab onto the chicken, then you pull them up, and then you net them. They're not letting go of the food, and then you get to eat them. So, but that's crabs. That's not you, Aquarius. Just in case you wanted to go crabbing. All right. So, yeah, that's the big story. That's pretty much the story for February. Um, oh, except for the new moon in Pisces. I must miss that. I had something covering it. We do have a new moon in Pisces, and there it is right there. So in your second house, this could be a time where you plant a seed for a new project. The second house, one of the ways of expressing in the second house is to like have your own business or have your little side thing, right? Where you can make a little pocket change or something like that, or big, big. I'm going to start a business. This is what I'm going to do, and you do it. And so that would be a good time to plant that seed um, for you. All right, so that's what I want to say about that. Let's stop the share. And let's do a card reading. Now, I'm going to reach over here, and I believe I know what deck this is. Yes. We're going to use the Hermetic deck, the Hermetic Tarot for you, Aquarius. So let's see. All right. Mm. All right. Let's see what the Hermetic Deck has to say for Aquarius for the month of February 2025. Oops. There we go. Unruly. These cards are unruly. Here we go. Okay. We start with, ooh, the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands in this deck, what is it called? Lord of Valor. This is a courage. This is about courage. It's about standing up for yourself, having the higher perspective on things. Um, it is a seven, so it is about understanding and analysis. You do have the higher perspective on something, although it doesn't stop people from trying to dissuade you or talk you out of something. All right, let's see what's challenging that. The Princess of Wands, there's information coming in um, that is challenging your resolve or challenging your perspective on something. Let's see what's underneath it. The Nine of Pentacles is about security, healthy boundaries around money. All right, so it's a nice card to have at the root of a reading because it brings stability. It's a Virgo card, so it's stability because you've worked it. You've worked hard to achieve it. In the past, we have the Ten of Cups. So there was a time in the past where everything's coming up roses. That's it's family, it's happiness. It says the Lord of perfected success. So it's a successful energy. So you've had success in the past. You stand on success. You're trying to, uh, in a way, protect your perspective. But there is information coming in that is challenging you in some way. In the sky, we have the Nine of Cups. That's the wish card. That in the sky can be sometimes be messages from spirit, the way I look at the cards. And it could be your wishes can come true. And then on the other side of your wishes come true, be careful what you wish for. In your immediate future, we have death. We have death. This is the card of the month, really, because this is only a month-long reading. And death is not always, I mean, it can be about somebody passing, but it's more likely about change and having to let go of something. So there's something that you need to let go of. You will know what it is because it'll be in your face. It'll be in your face. And I think it might be around beliefs, some sort of belief. How it's seen from the outside, the Knight of Cups. This is the offerings of love. Maybe somebody is offering you some love. I don't know. Domestic situation, the Fool. So there's something about your home or your environment where you're taking a chance or you're um, um, you're taking a leap of faith. There's a leap of faith required. Hopes and fears, the Four of Swords. As a fear, it could be a feeling of isolation and you sort of not being in the fray, so to speak. But as a hope, could oops, as a hope, I feel like it's like you would like to be like resting, like leave me alone, everybody, kind of energy. It's up. You can decide which one applies to you. Oh, we get the Ace of Cups as an outcome, so that is more sort of more happiness, but it's like new. It's like new. There could be a child coming in to your life with that. I'm gonna pick until see if I can get a major arcana. I'll pick 3 cards. The King of Wands, which is having dominion over spirit. The Queen of Pentacles, the woman who knows the value of things. Those are two nice cards. And then the Three of Pentacles, which is meaningful work. Meaningful work. So actually, these cards look pretty good for you. But there is something you're going to have to let go of. Underneath it, we have Two of Swords. That can be indecision or feeling like you're at a crossroads. The Star, which is your card, so inspiration. And the Sun, illumination. So I think whatever the loss is, it's going to cause you to pause. And there's something that's going to be revealed to you. Definitely something that's going to be revealed to you. Um, all right. But generally, it looks good. You know, letting go is never easy, but it's also inevitable. Inevitable, we always have to let go of something, right? So something new can be born. And I feel like as soon as you let go of whatever it is that's being taken from you, I mean, death is pretty much, it's going anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, and once you like sort of go, all right, let it go, just, you know, let it go out of your hands kind of thing. I think the new will come right in and it's going to be a new opportunity for you. I also want to pull what did I do with them? An oracle card. I have to find out where I put them. I know they're here. Where are you, Starseed Oracle? All right, let me look for it. I'll be right back. Silliness. All right, I found them. All right, message for Aquarius. Wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. Okay. All right. So cool. I think I'll hold it like this. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though that something has gone wrong. But often we are not receiving guidance. It is guidance in itself. So um, it's not, excuse me, it's not necessary for you to act safe for to let go, but that's really what the energy of February is about. Is it's okay not to respond or react to something. You need to just wait and sort of see, a wait and see kind of attitude, which is really very much the energy of February anyway. So, all right, well, that's the story. I hope this is helpful to you. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Have yourself a great month. I'll see you again in March for the Taroscopes for March, or I'll see you in the morning when I walk through the garden and talk about the stars. Have yourself a great day. Namaste.